Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to EDAYS as we're about to head into the final. And we got two bomb-ass teams about to go into it. It's going to be the Pioneers going up against eUnited. And I know Colin's happy.
Which one of these is Pioneers and which one's eUnited?
eUnited is your right hand, Pioneers is your left.
Okay. I need to spray paint them like red, white, and blue and gold then.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You do. Yeah. And also give me some of your internet connection too as well, because I don't know what's been happening with mine lately, but I've been mad pixelated. I don't know what's going on, but
the weird thing is that you still look better than me, so I'm kind of pissed off about that. I'm like, man's not coming through in HD and still looks bad. Like, I don't get this. I feel like it's cheating.
Out of nowhere, right? Like, I was like, you know what? Let me drop the stream quality 480 so I'm not watching that one. I'm like, do I got updates going on? What's happening? Like, I pay for a gig of internet. I don't know what's popping off. But hey, I'm here, and hopefully you guys hear me clearly if you can't see me clearly. But making it up into this point, Pioneers, they got through Hive 3-1. They got through Team Xysho 3-2. It's been getting tougher for them throughout the night, and it just gets tougher with eUnited. eUnited was a 3-2 victory against Arise, a 3-1 victory against Fury 1, which almost went to map 5, but eUnited knuckled up in that 4th map to make one of the greatest comebacks that we've seen in a long time on Control to make it to these finals where both squads are ready to go and battle this one out. But what's going to be the field? What's going to be the map? Well, map number 1, Regency Control. Map number 2, Execution Checkout. 3 will be Escalation on Vasgar, and then Ritual and Tomb to finish off our back cycle. Colin, how you feeling about this one?
I'm surprised that, well, I'm not surprised that Pioneers more likely than not have allowed us to go back to Regency Control, because it seems like they keep trying different things on that map. They've really struggled on it. So map 1 could be an interesting one because it might give eUnited kind of an early lead here. Pioneers and eUnited have had their struggles all split long on checkout. That thing is going to be a war at the shore over that platform every single time. Of course, we have everybody's favorite Escalation map, Vasgar, coming in at map 3. Those last two maps, though, if we make it to maps 4 and 5, depending upon who has the lead, when, and where, it could get extraordinarily interesting. We could almost end up guaranteeing ourselves a map 5, depending upon the map count at that point. But I got my popcorn ready. I hope you got yours.
Hey, mine is coming in a bit. I had to Uber Eats it. I could have made me a bucket. I don't know why I didn't think about it. Maybe I'll do it in between maps 2 and 3. But it's time to get map number 1 underway. And I agree with you, Colin. Depending on how these first 3 maps settle, you go into maps 4 and 5. It's going to be favoring one team more than the other. And it could be a squad up 2-1. And I might still be favoring the team that's down, depending on where we go. So we'll see how it breaks down. But it's Regency Control. We hope you all are having a fantastic time at home, enjoying your Thursday night with me and Colin here at UMG Gaming with the best Gears of War teams in the world, trying to entertain you. And I don't even want to say trying, because they definitely entertained us all tonight, and they're continuing to do so. It's Regency, eUnited versus the Pioneers. Let's get it.
Looking like we're going to have the 3-3-1-1 in the middle of the map over those frag grenades. Early Rose Garden fight is about to go down. Bronny stands up, Lancer out, bunch of damage onto TJ, but I'm not sure if they know who they got the more damage on. They actually get it down there on Dyslexic, but TJ stands up trying to take the fight back, and he was met with 2 straight Nashers, and that is a couple of kills coming through for the Pioneers. One more player to worry about. And the 1v1 in the middle of the map actually doesn't even get settled out. Demise is going to over-rotate, try to take back the spawn side of the map after hearing his teammates respawn on the backside. And look at that. I mean, Acells basically spawned on a Christmas tree. He spawned on the M-bar for free.
Yeah, he did. And you're going to try to see him get some long-range shots from the top of the map all the way down to Rose Garden. Instead, he's going to start... Ooh. He made his move towards the spawn, but Powerz caught him off guard as Acells was trying to at least get the flank or rotate towards his teammates. I thought he would have tried to play the other side of the map, but since there was still a good amount of time left, he took a different angle to try to get the pinch on eUnited. Ultimately, they will be able to settle into this hill, and they're going to take the majority of the time.
Majority of the time, 20 or 30 second lead before they rotate over into the close respawn for point number 2. Powerz trying to make a little move right here. A lot of good movement there. Trying to get that second shot to land on Acells. Won't be able to get a Dyslexic out into the spawn area. Fighting off one. Will get that trade out kill. Good job now as it's 3v3. Looking for the smokes in the middle of the map. They're going to go toward that big door. Snub fire from TJ, putting out a lot of damage. They see Xysho coming in at the 45-degree angle. Shots over the top now, looking to try to move in on this window. This Demise, though, with that first shot doesn't catch anybody, but it's because everybody got lancered out from the inside of the big door. They both go down. No need for him to get those cleanups, and Powerz, one more kill and a swift retake of point number 2.
Yeah, he presses out just a bit. He'll have multiple players on these stairs. Oh, I thought he was going to throw a flash and get a few stuns, but instead he's looking at 3 players at once. It's a good shot. He has all the help in the world with Xysho going down. These 2 players have to push into him. They just needed one more Lancer in that fight. They couldn't get it in time. It's going to be the Pioneers who can assess that they got another man advantage pushing into the hill with 40 points remaining. That was just a terrible defense by eUnited.
Just too spread out at this point, Blaze.
Yeah, like Powerz, like once he got that kill, you saw him bouncing and wiggling forward, and he settled on the stairs. But was that really where he needed to be?
No. He
could have. Yeah.
He really gives his teammates a good opportunity to play back into the hill. But I mean, they're gonna let this wash out. I think they're gonna leave this alone. They might neutralize it because you can see 2 players already rotating over. Neutralization for 1 second by TJ, but literally, they are not going to be able to do much more than that. Dyslexic is basically hanging out, waiting for somebody to maybe rotate into his face. One player is going to be in the middle of the map here. It's going to be Bronny. Bronny's going to catch Dyslexic. Full red on him. Dyslexic tries to turn, but Bronny on the hunt right now. My man went absolutely big game hunting, just like Powerz did with a headshot on Acells. Now looking for maybe a second. Getting the help a little bit, but the nade is picture perfect, Blaze.
Bro, that blind fire on Hndles is solid, but he gets taken out. That's a double for him. Embar in the hands of Pioneers. They're going to get the down on Dyslexic. That revive won't come through, and the Pioneers shouldn't have any issues taking out TJ on his back cover as the hill will swap. Pioneers are alive with 4. Powerz not trying to waste any time pressing up this top lane. We do know that Hndles will be watching it. Long range shot from Xysho puts out a little bit of damage. Gonna get the headshot, but you will see shot grenades go over towards eUnited. How will they want to use them? They're gonna save it so they can at least get closer towards his heel. Wait for the prime opportunity to pull out that shot. But the Lancer fire coming out from Powerz. He does get the down on Hndles. Xysho trying to save him. He will get the revive. Uses, I think that was a nade to cut off that player from joining his teammate on a cleanup, but it didn't matter. eUnited still gets 2 kills. They'll still be able to move in the hill. They have 2 more to acquire. EJ gets crossed out by players off the respawn to save Bronny. There's 27 seconds left. Pretty much a tie game, and eUnited, they're going to be rotating towards next.
Yeah, they might get 10 or 15 points off of this before starting to rotate. Dyslexic up here in the front side of this lane. Hits that first shot. Can't hit the second. A little bit too much of a flick there. Now trying to bounce up towards Xysho. No extra help over the top, and this is not going to be a good situation as TJ now has to face off 2 members by himself over the Embar. He's going to get some help, though, from the middle stairwell. Xysho might go for a pick just to backpack it, try to keep it away from eUnited. If he doesn't, Powerz will have yet another Embar, and they have positioning over this next point. I like this positioning as well. You see how they've spread out toward one side of the map. They're basically looking to push everything to in front of them. They're not allowing the pinch to come in. They're not allowing for an awkward Lancer angle to maybe get it down. They're trying to get everybody out in front of them, trying to get everybody into a position where they might be able to shoot straight across these lanes at the horizontal point rather than having to deal with multiple cross angles, multiple X angles. And every single mark you give out, Blaze, you know just as well as I do, that's just intel, the gathering. That is knowing exactly where your opponents are, and that's making life much easier.
Yeah, and you see Dyslexic, he was checking a flank, but now he has went on the flank, and he's now behind Acells. Not going to work out for him. Acells quickly turns around. He'll get that kill. Hill is stalemated for now. Dyslexic tried to make a move and create an opening for his team. But Pioneers, with this man advantage, they're going to take over. Great downs for eUnited there on that cover. They just couldn't clean it up. And Pioneers, they're going to start collecting on some more time. This should get them to at least a tie game close to it. got collected on his heel. eUnited has spawns at the cog side that'll have them set up for Fountain. Pioneers trying to move in from the top side of the map as they should. They'll get that down. Quickly revived by eUnited. Nice blind fire by Powerz over the top of the cover. Traded out 3v3. Pioneers can't get it done, and it's going to be eUnited with that man advantage. Hndles and Xysho will try to scurry away.
And you see where they leave Hndles down for a moment, pushing Xysho back up to the hill. One of the things that people don't underestimate from this position is not only do they have the flank on him, but pushing Xysho's into that hill actually gets it to count down quicker. It gets that next hill to spawn just a hair quicker, so it allows you to get into it and start to mount up your defense. It's not like they can wait for it now. They can't retake that next position. TJ's going to have frags in hand, trying to rotate them up. I've seen some pretty nerdy angles out through the big window, but no need for it. They're just going to rotate completely and soundly into the hill. They've kept him marked up the entire time, though. They know exactly where he is, but Powerz, he might need to call for some help. He might need to get that 911 out, try to get the 411 on his opponents right here in just a bit, and maybe even try to fraddle skedaddle somewhere where he might be able to give somebody the splatter factor on the back of the brains, the wall, baby.
And Powerz, he's going to get the help that he need, and his teammates will here to be able to get back up there and help him out, as eUnited will be rotating across map to try to get the spawns for couches. Got themselves comfortably in the lead right now, almost by 100 points. 20 seconds of scrap time left. Powerz hitting a headshot. Powerz getting a double kill. He's a walking highlight reel at this point, and that's something that we all know. Pioneers, 3-man rush towards the heel. They're going to use their flashes and engage now, Colin.
And it's incredible that Powerz is able to just continuously do this map after map and continue to put people on skates. A little bit of a misplay there. He doesn't realize that player's as close as they were. Gets pulled up on at the big door. Demise maybe tries to test his limits here at that first angle, but as he double bounces into Hndles, he can't get the trade out. He can't even get the cleanup on the kill that he had down. They finally get the down on Dyslexic, and eUnited has to rotate to the bottom side of the map. They are up about 70 points or so, and it looks like they're going to try to go for the close respawn. Bronny playing to the backside of that close respawn, down by the statue, waiting for multiple players to try to push up those stairwells. He's got a teammate with him. It's Acells. Acells holding the statue itself. Flash in, no stun. Bronny able to continue to just roll back, put distance between himself and his opponents, also putting out damage simultaneously. Powerz up through the middle stairwell, trying to meet up with his teammate, gets the neutralization. That's a beautiful distraction and retake play by Powerz. Even if they don't start to get these kills, that is a ton of time that they are wasting from the Pioneers just being in the correct area at the right time. All 4 players, though, now have all their attention turned toward the 2 players of eUnited in the hill. This should be a dominant Pioneers take. They should be up at the 150, 160 area before this hill finishes. And Demise, he gets absolutely flown out like a 747. It might have been even a G5, baby, the way that thing looks so sweet and sleek.
It may have been, but you're going to see that quick counter coming out for eUnited, as they'll be able to grab the power weapon and start rotating up top. They get scrap time. Next hill is going to reset. We're going back down low to Rose Garden. eUnited will be thinking about the other power weapons spawn up on the mid-map like the nades, but instead they got a few players trapped in the spawn, still trying to play down into gold, but it won't be able to happen. Powerz 3 shots left in the M-bar. Got 2 actives in the chamber and pressure on his left and his right. He gets himself back just enough till he's comfortable at moving back.
Dyslexic
he sees
has
his
a huge
teammate
flank.
spawn all the way in the back, and he's going to try to play up on him. Dyslexic will attract a few players towards him, and he's intentionally trying to do this. See how many players he can bring back to his side of the map.
Acells!
He calls out that he has a distraction, and his team used that very well to move in and get the hill.
Hey, yo, my man Acells just dropped a Christmas gift at somebody's feet. It was the wrong team, my brother. I mean, he put that frag grenade right at the feet of Bronny, and I'm sure Bronny was like, can I return this? Do you have a receipt for this, like a gift receipt? I don't even care how much it costs. Can I just take it back?
I'll take store credit.
That's right.
No.
I'll take trade-in value at this point. let that work out for me. They're going to be inside of this hill, what, 33 seconds left. Gets them to the 240, 250 area, give or take a few seconds, depending upon how early they want to rotate off. Yes, sir.
You know the 2 things that are worth literally nothing as soon as you buy them? When it comes to trade-in value, 2 things.
I want to say underwear. I don't know why underwear is my very first guttural response. I'm like, ain't nobody want your dirty
drawers. The value of that would go down tremendously to the point where you just donating it. I was gonna say video games and cars.
I hear that. I hear that.
Video games and cars. All right. As soon as you buy them, you go to trade them in. You get nothing.
Or
keep them as long as you can. Now, eUnited, they are not able to keep the Pioneers at bay as much as they want to because so far Pioneers feeling comfortable. They got the hill control. Powerz didn't get the cleanup, but he will before he dies. He knew he had to get that one. He couldn't die and not leave it a 3v3 for his team on the map. Hndles missed 2 shots. Pulls out the shotty, doesn't miss that one. The damage is there. The L triggers are coming through. That's 2 kills for Pioneers. That make it 3, make it a team wipe.
Every now and again,
they'll collect on these 40 seconds and they'll get into the 200.
Every now and again, I'll see a player like miss a couple of M-bar shots and then just hit every full spread. And I always wonder if they're like, why do I even try? Like, what's the point, man? If I'm that deadly with this gun, why do I even try?
You know, they got to mix it up. I don't know.
It's the threat. It's the threat.
The threat.
I like that they're playing for this shock grenade down here. They're not only forcing the Pioneers out to the Rose Garden, and they maybe are taking some of the utility away from them, but if they were to win that fight, if they were actually able to overtake this, they would have the fresh shock grenade to help D up this next hill. 249 to 209, 40-point differential. eUnited with a close respawn. Dyslexic moving into a position now to try to help out and take back. 2 shots left for the M-bar, revving up for Hndles. One of them goes straight into that cubby corner. He's trying to hold that next angle on the right-hand side of that pillar. They're going to try to get to the backside of that hill, force that player out. There's a body shot there. Powerz moves up, gets the player getting the revive off before the next player goes down due to Dyslexic moving into the hill, and there is more than enough time. There is 20 seconds for them to play around at in this hill and still get a dub, Blaze.
Ooh, 20 seconds for them to play around with. Pioneers know that they can't waste any time moving forward. They get the nades. Demise gets it down on Bronny, but that's a quick revive. He slows down the assault a bit. Powerz backing up. He gets some help from the left. He's going to go join his team. Make it a 3v3 fight on the hill. He has the Lancer fire raining down from the stairs. They get 2. They get 3, and they know where the 4th is. 20 points remaining for eUnited to come out victorious, and they're looking good to do so. No one's going to be close to this hill. It's a stretch towards the bottom portion of the map, and the Pioneers just kind of know unless one player can be a hero, it has to be Acells. He gets a touch. Bronny's right behind them. They get the revives, but eUnited with the cleanups. They missed a few shots.
Rotate the next.
In position to win by 3.
No shot.
How many times have we seen this tonight?
No shot. They don't just start rotating out. Like, Powerz realizes that he's squished if he doesn't get out of here. He's got one teammate behind him and another one
right there. There they go.
Bang. There it is. There we go. Never mind. No need. And look at that. They did have a player at next already. I was about to say they needed to have somebody just kind of wade toward the M-bar, toward that T-table, just in case.
Just in case, okay? You never know. Never know what might happen on an old hill, and you want to rotate, get set up first. It's going to be Powerz with 20 kills, 10 deaths, and 20k damage to end off that first map. And man, you know, Powerz was honestly putting on everybody's chest like his last name was Vapor Rub, okay? He was literally suffocating them. I'm literally every single time.
Look, their nostrils might be opened wide up and they can take all the breaths they want, but with Powerz like that suffocating you, it's going to be hard to do anything other than just pray for some reprieve from whatever is happening in your face. I'm going to tell you this, though, Blaze. I think, to me, one of the things that's becoming more and more apparent with this eUnited squad since they've gotten better and better, even though TJ every now and again kind of pops off, the maps where eUnited look like they're in control for most of the matchup, where they have kind of, you know, a percentage of the map, I would say greater than 60% in their control, maybe 70%. Even if they come away with a win, you know how sometimes we have those like nail biter 290s to 260s. When eUnited's playing at their best, TJ gets these stat lines where it's, I don't want to say more deaths than kills and have everybody focus on that, but he's like tripling up his assists. Like he's giving angles, off angles, he's giving Lancer damage, snub fire, whatever it might be. But it's basically he's in an area to make the lives of the other 3 easier. We saw Demise do it on Vasgar earlier for eUnited, but in the majority of their matchups, even in their losing efforts, TJ, I think in this match, I think he was 5 and 15, 5 and 14, but he had 16 assists to his name. So even though he only got 5 kills, he's helping 16 other fights on the map. Those are the numbers that I look for. Those are the things that I like to take more in consideration. I know we have, you know, KDA taken into account nowadays. We always look at how many assists players are putting out, the damage they're putting out. But I really do love watching a teammate double, triple up their assists. And it just tells me that they're getting the help they need. Because then you look at the other side, story's not the same.
Yeah, TJ, you know, really having to be versatile with his playstyle. When Dyslexic comes on a team, you have 3 players who majority of their career, they've played as Slayers, right? That's TJ, that's Powerz, that's Dyslexic. Majority of their career,
Demise
has played as Slayers. And yeah, Demise had to rise up to it too on occasion as well for his team. I felt like too with the Demise, he has played more on that single role, you know, kind of like support, a home heal role for a good amount of time. And he's played it very well, especially when you saw him on that Hive squad that was having a lot of success with, you know, Solars, TJ, Demise, and Noe back in the day. That was where he felt his most comfortable. And so now Dyslexic has a little bit of that role in which he can play. Dyslexic can go off. We also see Demise do it also. So TJ says, you know what? How do I make my teammates' life easier around me? I will be that guy to be selfless, to also take on more of a vocal role for this team. And he has done it great. He has done it masterfully so far. And eUnited has been looking good over these last few weeks, and he still has room for improvement. But we see that in this team's progress, in this team's performance on a weekly basis, that eUnited, they're doing things right on the back end to get back on top and stay on top.
It's honestly like reminiscent of like imagine being the hero that has to follow in Todoroki and my God, follow him in. You got to be a support hero. If you
Todoroki following his father's footsteps.
You've got to learn to be able to be both of those sides. If you need to burn, you can turn the flame right on. You can burn people up to a crisp. If you've got to be icy, if you're following in the footsteps of Endeavor, you've got to be able to play both of those roles. Like you've got to learn to be that guy. And I really enjoy seeing that out of TJ. And I think sometimes you'll see him kind of fall into that Slayer role or fall into that 1v role where all of a sudden he realizes he's like, I have the angle. The problem is that I'm getting challenged. If I win this, it keeps me in a better position. So you see him less opportunity to rotate around the map freely because he keeps trying to hold these angles. He keeps trying to find these open lanes. He does it a lot on District too. I think one of the things that I noticed from TJ and the 2 times we've seen him play District today, he has played the juice and the info more often than not, which gives him that opportunity to cross out or to find the flank angle on whichever hill it might be. I want people to keep an eye on that. That's those play styles that get so underrated. It's a Drix of old where Drix was always having to play somebody's angle. He was giving somebody help, and as good of a player as Drix was, he didn't get the shine. It's a J-Ribs role. Get the angle. Get the help. You're not going to get that shine.
Positioning.
But we got to start taking notice of that. That guy's job is being done masterfully, and it took eUnited from having that first week letdown against the Pittsburgh Knights in a map 5 where they got decimated in that clock tower to now taking the rest of the league to task.
All right, we'll see if they can do a beautiful breakdown there on TJ. I love the Todoroki reference, and I will say that TJ probably mastered his fireside first and trying to bring it back and be a little bit more tranquil and hit the ice next. And because we know that he has the firepower, all right? That's no question whatsoever. It just comes down to blending it all together. We're about to head into map number 2. It's checkout. Pioneers versus eUnited. Can the Pioneers get us all tied up 1-1? We've had a lot of 1-1 ties today. Pretty much every one of our series have went this direction outside of our very first one that we tuned into. That was a 3-0. Pioneers. We'll see if they can give it everything in which they got. We know that they got a winning formula. Bronny's been warmed up on his platform, but he's going up against TJ now, not Sleeper.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Still gets bodied out here. Xysho's going to get traded out. 3v2 on the map right now. Powerz and Dyslexic, last 2 alive. Bouncing down into this fight. Dyslexic is trying to win a 1v against Hndles in the middle of the map to try to make it a 2v2. Powerz knows that he's all by himself. He goes ahead and emotes and it calls the round off, basically. I'm curious how you fight that platform fight right now. Whether it be an extra flash in the fight, the Pioneers are handling business there right now. I mean, it is all pun intended, even though Hndles is playing the 1v usually at photo or over rotating to the checkout. He is definitively, like, they are just the kings of that platform fight. They're winning it more often than not when they're getting fully challenged on it. If somebody's not making an extra play somewhere, it's just not going well for their opponents. There's the third player from eUnited on. Yo, they had a party up there.
All we were missing was some music. That was it.
Yo, Blaze, sing it to him.
We were missing a beat
Sing
drop.
it to him.
Okay? We were missing a beat drop. Oh my God, that may be a copyright. But we won't go that far. It's Powerz.
I was fist bumping to it, baby. I was getting into that. I'll tell you what. I was gonna let it go. I was gonna get loose out here. God only knows. I was gonna order bottle service for the whole chat. I was like, we getting it live now. We gonna rev this bad boy up coming into this next fight on the platform. This time, eUnited, they get the downs. They're trying to get the trades out. You see one comes through onto Acells, but it's a 3v3. Powerz has the angle here, where Powerz can kind of angle out as much as he wants, puts out a ton of damage, but has yet to be able to convert any more kills. TJ with a big L trigger right there. We'll get that down. Dyslexic playing up against Hndles. They trade for the final kill of the round.
Oh my.
Oh boy, howdy.
And it's eUnited who comes out on top. So far, so good. Yeah, let's watch it again. TJ, you know, he's been doing a good job this round. He's able to take down Bronny's last few rounds, and that's Powerz right there. Picks him up. Teammate left standing on the other side of the map. Now, TJ, he has a smoke in hand. He's gonna let his teammates throw his flashes for him. He knows how to play that smoke. He's gonna grind that wall up. He lines it up and he knocks him down. He'll get his sails down as well, but Xysho, he knew the shot was coming. He was ready for it. Both these players trapped in the corner. Dyslexic with a cross on Xysho. Acells is the last one left standing. And eUnited gets another round on the board.
So, seems like if eUnited brings the whole party, I mean, if they bring the entirety of the club with them to the top of that platform, they can outdo the Pioneers. Do the Pioneers just have to answer that and we have possibly 6 of 8 people on the platform?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to just come, send the back lane, send the 1v1s, bring a 4-man rush. Let's make it absolute chaos. TJ back on the plat. He's getting focused. You got a few players getting hit markers on him, so Xysho can call out the play. He says, hey, he's weak on the platform. He's in the corner. Get in there, finish off the kills, and you see that the Pioneers waste no time whatsoever. Staying aggressive. A meat shield for the 2v2. He steadies up, but Xysho has a better pistol, and he'll be able to close out the round.
Another down, another couple of kills. Pioneers, they get one more round on the board. That's going to be a 3 versus 2. And in the round count, I love that these shots came through. That little revive right there was picture perfect. That's exactly what they needed in that situation. I tell you what, Demise maybe needed to step up into that kill. He needed to maybe try to push that out, pressure that player into either try to decide whether or not he wants to go for that revive. Smokes are going to come out. No flashes in the situation. Bronny gets a couple of shots on with the Lancer. You see TJ rolling back. He's going to pick the instance. Acells rolls up into the fight. Ooh. Oh my God, but Bronny finds himself left alone on the platform except for Hndles, who's down low, still handling business with that 1v1. And he's going to get downed out by Demise, who comes on the 90 degree of him and lances him back over the cover. One of the things is one of those situations where I think eUnited just continuously has the answer. It's like they're getting met with the same aggression, but they're not being given any opportunity to take advantage of it.
Yeah, the aggression is there, okay, by the Pioneers. It is there. I just think eUnited, they just have quicker teamwork. You know, sometimes it comes down to you just getting that down and forcing a revive for your team to get on the same page. TJ backs into a corner. He knew those players was chasing him down. They all made a beeline for the platform to try to get that kill. Powerz was able to hop up and get one, but that's all he's going to get. Hndles running from Dyslexic.
I actually love watching the differential in these 1v1s where it's whoever starts losing, like whoever's team starts losing that the team fight at the platform, the 1v1 kind of breaks down into, okay, I'm just going to stay away from you now. Like, you're going to have to push me.
Exactly.
It's the smartest play ever, but it's one of those things that just goes against everything these guys are usually genetically made of because they just want to take the fight everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to fight, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, we're losing, so we're winning, so I need to just play it safer. I need to be smarter.
100%. And you know what? That needs to be in their makeup, saving numbers for your team, right? But also quickly assessing when your team fight is about to go to shit, so you can make a play quicker before your opponent backs up and starts playing passive. That's the timing of gears, something that TJ knows so well, as he'll move in and get the honorary. Oh, I thought he was gonna get the honorary ace. He says, no, I got 3. I'll keep my 3. That's a triple. And that's eUnited at map point, looking to go 2-0 up in this series. And there's TJ. All right. Just trickling.
I just need this as a soundboard. Like, I know goalie has one very specific soundbite that I probably need to steal from him. But I need to have all of you in the sound. I need to just have all of my sounds be Blaze. Like, you know how? Have you ever played with the Lancer gun noises voices? Have you ever heard that, Blaze?
No, I have not.
So, yeah, there's a modification you can turn on in versus where as people fire Lancers. Good round by the Pioneers, by the way. Quick round, 20 seconds. When people shoot Lancers, it sounds like somebody yelling, or it's like like
that'd be so annoying.
It's the most annoying thing ever, but I kind of want to have you record a voice track for it.
Yo, we can make that one happen. Hell, we'll figure something out. We want to make some more content. All right, Pioneers. And they continue to keep making some content for the day and get us to another round number 9. It's Bronny on the platform. He's double stunned. And it's TJ with another first blood. Acells steps up. Xysho's down. And eUnited has a 4v0. It's a 2-0 lead in the grand finals. And Nate will take over this series.
Unbelievable performance there as both teams have had their struggles on checkout, but eUnited clearly having less of them, playing a little peekaboo. Powerz, 13 assists to his name, putting it in the damage he needs for his team to come away with a gang of kills. TJ leading the charge, and that's exactly what we talk about. Last map, TJ doubles, almost triples his assist. He goes with the ice side of himself, and now, I mean, my man just burned him up. He went incinerator mode on him and absolutely burnt the competition to nothing but ashes, and I really think that people need to take note of that. The fact that eUnited can show both sides of the coin at any given time, even their players can switch up play styles. It's making them unbelievably diverse, and it's making them that much more dangerous.
And it's so crazy when the Slayers on your team know that, hey, I don't got to do it all because my whole team is filthy. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to do the most. They trust in the people that surround them, and they know that they got each other's backs. Now, eUnited, can they close this out in a 3-0, or will the Pioneers finally knuckle up and show us what their teamwork is all about? Folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, it's map number 3 on Vasgar again. I know Craig's happy in the chat, and we'll see if eUnited can close this out, or if the Pioneers will send us to that map 4. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your E-Day Grand Finals. This Blaze here right along with Colin, as you're gonna have eUnited up 2-0. Pioneers, they've been doing their best to stay in this series, doing their best to fight back, but Colin just seems like their teamwork cannot match eUnited.
eUnited has just been too good in a lot of team fire situations. You're gonna see where there was a couple of answers from the Pioneers in some of these rounds where they were able to kind of get back into the swing of things, but it was when they were able to actually split up the fight and split up members of eUnited to be able to get these kills. A lot of the times when eUnited stuck together, when they were actually playing out as the same squadron, it was just too much firepower in the same area. You see it in these final few highlights where TJ's playing close enough to get kills without having to even like really put himself in danger.
All right, we're heading right into the mix, you guys. It's Vasgar, map number 3. TJ playing back tank. He'll have some help from his teammate as well in Demise, the duo. But it's Dyslexic and Powerz going up against Hndles on the other side of the map. It was Hndles and Acells, that duo. But you see, it's going to be eUnited on top as they're capping 2 hills, looking for the next. Ooh. Cap domination was coming through for a second, but the C hill had to be relinquished there by Powerz as he was waiting for his teammates to come off the respawn. But eUnited off to a great start.
I like how TJ was Dyslexic started to bait out, and then all of a sudden TJ was probably like, "They're all coming off of respawn. This is not our fight. This is nowhere near where we should be." 2 players D'ing up the B hill. They actually got it down now. On to Bronny. I wonder if they're gonna play up to try to finish it. He's bleeding out once. Yeah, once he dies, that's a big opening. But again, they get another kill on the opposite side of the map. Powerz wins the 1v1 yet again. He might challenge the C hill just to put pressure here and force the respawns to come out and try to go right back to the home. Double shot in. Now they've got the kills. They're going to get the hills. This could very well be 1-0 and a lead for eUnited. 1 touch in for Bronny, but the team fire just absolutely too strong. All 3 of them in the area, all 4 of them in the area. A little bag and tag there with the flashbang. I'll tell you what, in Gears 4, I actually made a bet. I should probably make the same bet. I'm curious if I'm curious if anybody would go for it, if I could see people actually force it. I made a bet in Gears 4 with all of Optic that if they got a bag and tag on main stage, I would give whoever did it $500 cash, and I had it on me.
Oh, you mean like so?
You have like the frag. You tag the meat shield, and then you push it forward. And if you can kill somebody with that, I was willing to pay $500,000 to see that on main stage.
Bro, that's good money. I would have.
You know how hard that is though against professionals. You know how hard that is.
Yo, as long as I got that nade in my back pocket, I'm okay.
You trying?
I'll figure it out. Yeah, as long as I got the nades, I can do it. I can do it 100%. Or if I bag tag with a flash into a double kill, I think that's pretty good too as well. You know,
that might get you like 100. That might get you like 100. That's not nah, man. You got to get it with the frag grenade, man. I need. All right. Maybe even the incendiary, because that might even be more impressive, because that just means the body catches on fire.
He was that close to everybody.
It's whatever. You know what? I'm just throwing it out there. I might have to put some kind of bet on the line again like that. I might have to see if I can bait somebody in to start putting frags down during escalation matches. You know what I'm saying, baby? Trying to bait that out of teams. Trying to get some weird strats going. Bronny's in a 1v1 here up against Dyslexic. Dyslexic is actually going to run right past him over to the A hill, go for this D cap. Try to give his team might actually have a little bit of like a 1-second lead because of that. No, Bronny went to middle, and I think Bronny got called out. He was going on a little bit of a flank, and I think he got saw from 2 different angles, and you see how Powerz is trying to stay wide on him. Also, shout out Powerz one time using that classic Dell skin from Gears 4.
Yeah, we love that one. Still no kills on the side of Pioneers. No deaths on the side of E. Oh, never mind. Take it back.
Yeah, no. Oh! Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Oh, Xysho got Dyslexic got marked. Yo, standing in the corner next to that. Hey, man. Yo, Bronny's 0-4. My man is out here. He's struggling.
Yeah, the entire Pioneers team is struggling. It's just a team struggle. They're starting to pick it up here as a unit. eUnited. They want to push through and go for the home hill setup between A and C and keep their backs to the wall. So far, so good as they're able to find a kill. TJ goes down randomly, but he's quickly revived, and I guess it wasn't too random as Bronny was at the top of the stairs. KCP, they move down, they start getting multiple kills. It looked good for eUnited for the most part, and I guess it still is, as they're gonna have 2 on the hill. One player did rotate around. It's player 7 trying to get the flank on these 2. eUnited knows it, and they also know that they just can't fight the fight in front of them. They have to back up and regroup their teammates for now and not get pinched. So that's a smart move for them, but they have to regroup and get on the same page. Powerz didn't have the help he needed in time. Dyslexic has to back out, and they also didn't clean up the kill below. Will he lose his life? Oh, he
doesn't bleed out in time. I think the interesting thing is that they got the B hill. They're at the C. They need 6 full seconds for Dyslexic to come back off of respawn to be able to slow this up. One player is going to challenge up toward A. It's going to be TJ in a 1v1 against Xysho over here at the A hill. This is a very interesting fight because if nobody backs out to help this, Xysho is going to have to man up in a 1v. Good shot there by TJ, but it doesn't get all the way around the cover and gets that kill. Now Powerz with a double wrap gets the shot. They get their home hill back in favor. They're going to be taking the lead. You see Xysho trying to rotate over to the B hill in an attempt to try to keep that triple cap domination from coming through, and he gets the new long shot.
This is
keeping the A
time. Like Powerz cut into B, made sure that they had a 2v1 in time. Also, it worked out well for Demise to get back with Dyslexic. So they'll be able to group up on a hill. Now, they don't win the battle like they wanted to, but when it comes to game of rotations and playing Escalation, they played it low. It's a crap situation.
Nah, nobody. There's no hill. All eUnited has to do is cap. All they got to do is get into a hill. Yeah, all you have to do is finish the cap on C.
Yeah, there they go. Okay. Yeah, unless Hndles, he has to get a touch and go in there. But, you know, it looked good for a second. They set themselves up one difficult fight away from taking a round back. But you're seeing eUnited make some great team moves. They're understanding what they have to play for. They're helping each other. And, you know, they're playing some clean Escalation.
I really do, like, right there at the end, I'm unsure why they set up for another set of slays. Like, you could start the triple cap anyway. Like, you could start the double cap here, maybe have somebody that's dead come off a respawn for your home hill. They set up so far away from the home hill of eUnited that eUnited could just double push it, and there's not enough firepower close enough to get that next set of slays. That's the thing that worried me about that setup, and then it comes back to bite them in the butt. Long shot placed down still at the tank hill. eUnited will have their retro already, whereas Pioneers will be playing catch up for the rest of the game on the secondary placements. We're going to have a 1v1 here toward the helicopter. TJ will help Lancer out, try to get that kill to be finished through. They're not going to be able to get it as they flash in. Stuns are there, and they're perfect. Powerz, though. Oh, my God, and he got the help he needed. They get both of those kills. Dyslexic is threatening the triple cap domination. Hit one more. Yo, call game right now. Throw the shot up from half court and call game on this round. There's not enough time to get it's 3-0. Quick as a hiccup.
That fast. Pioneers, they're looking like a shell of themselves, you know. Looking like the Ponyneers. All right. Not the Pioneers.
They got to circle the wagons here, Blaze. They really do. I mean, they are not in a position to fight back against eUnited right here.
When will they be? We're going to find out soon because they don't want to be down 4-0 going into the second half. Like, we've seen them make comebacks before. We've seen them, you know, pick up that energy and come back and reverse sweep teams in series. But the way eUnited's been playing, I don't know if you can make such a turnaround in 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know if it takes 2 rounds. Or in the remaining, what's the maximum amount of rounds we got left in here? 5, 8, 5, or 6? Yeah, in the remaining 6 rounds of this map, they got to turn it around. And they need to win this in a fashion in which is going to give them a lot of energy going into map number 4.
Playing at this 1v spot, now it's a 2v2 actually at the helicopter because of the 2 players upstairs. I actually love the fact that they've split out the weapons now. They're trying to spread the forces of eUnited, not allow people to get into a position to try to overwhelm them anymore. Hndles will have that flash grenade just awaiting. He's going to throw it to the top side, try to get a flash stun on to Powerz. Dyslexic bouncing around that cover will keep himself out of harm's way. First wrap shot comes through for Hndles. Now Powerz in a 1v1. Tries to get the down and then turn to try to get that secondary shot. They win that fight, which will give them the advantage here as they push over to the C hill. This might be a quick round back in favor of the Pioneers. Make it a 3v1. Unsure if they're going to be able to finish it off, though.
All right. That's a great start for them, all right? So that's 1 round on the board. They stopped the bleeding, but they couldn't find themselves down 4-0 in this map. We're going to be switching on over towards the second half. I'm curious if we see any weapons. Oh, well. We already got weapons on the map with the double snipes in the M bar. Did we miss that on the last placement? I definitely did. Apologies about that one, chat. That's actually pretty wild on the start.
Well, they're just splitting up the forces. It's the same play we saw Fury 1 make earlier, where Fury 1 put down the M bar. They started the 1 round that they lost. They ended up like pushing out a secondary. They pushed out the secondary power weapon at the opposite side. M bar long shot yet again. So we're seeing strats kind of coming through, just not in the favor of one team dominating over the other one. eUnited early in this one gets the 3-0 lead, but Pioneers, they continue to spread the forces out. They're not allowing eUnited to do what they've done best all night, which is keep their numbers advantage around the map. They're trying to pressure out to the top side of these arrival stairs.
He got out.
I was going to say Dyslexic just boogied. He said, I got to go. I can't be here no more.
I think that was the right play, but, you know, he puts it on his back because he has to get a decap. Oh. Bronny said, chill out with all that movement. That M bar is going to go on over to Hndles now. And Hndles takes TJ out across the map. As he was rotating through spawn and go to that E hill. Pioneers, they're feeling comfortable in this moment, having all the power weapons in the world to work with.
Looks like Hndles looking across the middle of the map. Bronny looking the right side. 1-to-1 hill or 2-to-1 hill advantage in favor of Pioneers. Big kill there onto TJ. Demise answers back, so it's a 3v3 on the map right now. Xysho stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're going for the decap here on the E hill. Meanwhile, over here at the F hill, multiple players getting downed and then revived out. Pioneers looking to continue to keep their lead and their 40-point differential here. Hndles needs to be careful not to lose that M bar. He's only got a few shots left in it, but you don't want to die without the usage.
Ooh, that's a headshot from Bronny, another one. A big one in this round. He's got to turn around and worry about Dyslexic. Has it led, but can't get the body shot. He's all good. He says, we got the pistol damage on him. We'll make sure that we can get the kill. They get the marks around the other end of the map. They know it's a player on E, but they also know that they have a 3v2 at F. And KCP, they're going to push out Demise, push out the rest of these players until eUnited figures that they want to have to cross the spawn side and flip the map. And so eUnited in this moment, Colin, they're going to set themselves up for a 2-2 fight on both sides.
Now Powerz is looking to find that flash grenade throw. He's trying to figure out if he's going to go front or back. Voltok in hand, looking for the misroll out of Bronny. Doesn't hit either shot. He doesn't connect with him. TJ's full red. TJ kind of has to sit here. Powerz is going to pressure up to try to buy his teammate some health right here. Basically buy him some time. Coming in for the team revive. Nobody gets the shots to get the downs. Both of them full red. Powerz tries to answer back with a melee. Hits a big shot on the first one. The full reload. The back A's not there. Now trying to get the second one. Shots in. One more melee. The knife is true and through for Xysho. 2-to-1 hill advantage still in favor of the Pioneers, and they might make this a 3-2 round count here with just a few more moments to go.
All right. Only taught him hit a little evolution of Rapidash the way that the Pioneers are currently playing. He'll get a trip cap. Still not a tie just yet. But I talked about how in the remaining 6 rounds of this map, in the Pioneers, get their confidence back, get enough energy to be able to close out this series, and to be able to, you know, come back and do the reverse sweep. Well, over these last 2 rounds, they look good, Colin, okay? They do. eUnited, they need a big round coming up here soon to try to stop the bleeding. They had a great start, but so far when it comes down to the power weapon pickup, it's really been the, well, we'll say in this last round, what messed up the Pioneers, what messed up eUnited is that Dyslexic gets the M bar and he rotates back and he puts it in enemies' hands. So they got 2 long-range weapons to work with throughout the entirety of the map. That one Pioneers their second round, if you ask me. If it comes down to a better initial, eUnited needs to use this shot grenade. Well, they won't be able to really use it much now. This is where they need the quick pick opportunity, but they're not going against a quick pick against the Pioneers because probably they know that they can use their nades to stop that and it's free kills. But if eUnited can get this weapon, they can rotate that out and get the next sniper. But E is the play for both teams.
What's weird is that they're keeping so much focus on Dyslexic as he continues to rotate around with that snub pistol. It's not like he can run up and quick pick the M bar with the snub out. He'd have to switch over to the Lancer, which is an animation time. He'd have to probably up A the hill to try to quick switch the weapons. Powerz is getting challenged here toward the luggage, but he actually backs that player down.
That was a great side roll. Yeah, that player couldn't contest at that point. Powerz sees that he's trying to take shots at his teammates, so that's a good shot.
Oh, that's an even better shot.
1v1, Acells trying to stay alive, but he hits the back A, and that power weapon will go on over towards the Pioneers. Powerz tried to make a play happen for his team, but he walked right into a trap. I think it was Hndles who was just backing up, hitting some solid shots, knew he was in the open, and just did not panic.
Now we'll see Demise just trying to hold down this long shot side. I mean, they pressure up. They get the 2-to-1 hill cap. Acells has rotated the M bar over here. Acells has a lot of leeway and a lot of area code to kind of use this thing. Look at the advantage point he's had. He's got it from far right to far left. The only thing blocking him out is that tank. Powerz head up. Tries to get shots on with the Lancer. Won't be able to get anything to go just yet. He's trying to figure out where Powerz has decided to go with this. They don't want to give up that extra long shot. The extra power weapon. Powerz will take the second drop down. Acells is actually going to get tagged up. They're going to send Dyslexic straight into that hill. trying to bait out some shots, trying to make him miss. They actually finally get the second miss on, but Powerz last alive. This should be another triple cap domination. Pioneers have kind of laid waste to this map because it's become so chaotic at the start. It's basically a mad dash to a 2v2, and then whoever wins that kind of has to force out the other players. This is one of those things I really believe is going in the favor of the Pioneers, because eUnited's strength tonight has been their power game with the multiple players in the same area. As soon as you split them up, it's like they don't have enough practice as two duos to overwhelm the side of the Pioneers the way that they have.
Yeah, and I like how you're saying that. When it comes down to these slower fights that the Pioneers are winning in these, individual battles in the 2v2s, it's coming down to this point with both M-Bar and Sniper on the map. Whoever's getting first blood is controlling around. Because that's getting them the next power weapon. That's getting them control of the nades, and it's been some quick trip cap dominations. eUnited a quick pick on Sniper. They need something. They said, we need to walk away. Oh, they go for it. It's a great play. Didn't get the body shot. Have to dodge the shot grenade. Here comes the rest of the help. They're playing for the home hill setup. That's a big kill on Xysho, but Acells from downtown across the map connects with the M-Bar. eUnited, they find a way to get this map flowing and moving. They get 2 hills to their name. Well, not officially just yet, but they are bunkered up on D. Ready to fight the 2v2 fight. Dodging M-Bar shots. They still got the sniper in the hands of Powerz. He's going to be at mid-map looking to get some shots to help his team out, to help them cap the hill. He's walking up slowly but surely.
Oh!
Down. But can he get
one more?
He can't. He was a great effort, but Acells won't get cleaned up. Demise, he's going to have to kind of play into that E-hill. Powerz almost made the play.
Almost made a perfect play right there. I was about to lose my ever-loving mind if he comes away with that 3-piece right there. I mean, I say it a lot, 3-piece with a biscuit, but that was just going to be so picture perfect in my opinion, and that was going to give them such a dominant position over the map because of 3 down and dead, because of one player. You see them trying to push into the F-hill, not going to be able to get into it in just yet. See what he does. Acells has to be able to try to get this pop shot onto somebody as they go for the revive, but he doesn't get there in time.
It's a pinch.
That's why 2 players are. Yes, they do have a 2v1 here, but this is going to be. Oh, Acells!
Ooh, Demise goes huge. He knew he was coming in for the wrap shot, so he comes off the cover. He'll be able to get the home hill. It's looking like a trip cap for eUnited officially coming through. They find a way to stop the bleeding after those 3 rounds, Colin. And they get it done. And it starts, with their strategy of breaking away from the 2-2. It was them sitting 3 down low, pressing all the way across to be able to get that power weapon and press through and get to that D hill. Dyslexic, he is the MVP for this team right now, but he's 3-12. All right, he's 3-12. It's a lot of assists and a lot of damage coming from him. And that's what's the most important part. He got a few caps as well. But when it comes down to those confirmed kills, they'll go a long way for eUnited soon.
I'm gonna ask you this, Blaze, and it's a curiosity of my own, because you have more of a pro player perspective than I do. When your strategy is dependent upon keeping players from eUnited from playing together, and then they overload one side, and then you kind of see them making these Herculean pushes, one player after the next towards your home hill to bring players off of their spot. Do you just stick together? Do you play back and wait for them to make that Herculean push?
Because you got to mismatch somewhere on the map, and so that's the one thing about Vasgar. Depending on where that shotgun and scenery is, you just got to put it in positions to buy time, because you have numbers elsewhere. And, if your base strategy is your strongest strategy, then you know how to play against it right away. Now, in the 1v1 fight, Hndles comes out on top with the M-Bar and the hill cap. He's going to flank, but that player is going to come off respawn in time to be able to counter Hndles. You see the shot grenade down, preventing anyone from going through the snipe side. Bronny's holding down the tank. A blunder from Powerz, and that's a team fight being won by the Pioneers. 1v1 again. Dyslexic, Hndles. Dyslexic wins it. He keeps eUnited alive in the map, and he's going to take that M-Bar away.
And you see Dyslexic, he's going to pick up that Nasher, but he's going to get his head clean clocked off. Body shot! Oh my God, that body check across the map on the instantaneous retake. 4 shots left to chamber up for Xysho. He's looking for Powerz, tries to go for that little shot there as he comes around that fridge. Big body shot there. The Lancer fire is true, but it's not enough to get the down. Powerz has to be able to get it from the backside of the box, but they still can't clean up the kill. Now Xysho will have the top side of that hill. Powerz has to go for the revive on Demise. There's no extra shots on for them. They're going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. Another down comes through. Powerz has to take that box back. They don't have the mismatch on the F side to take the kill, and now we're going to see around 9, I think. We're already doubling up the scoreline here in the next 10 to 12 seconds for the side of the Pioneers. And the last 2 players for eUnited are stuck there at their home hill. They're going to push a 3-man play out toward the tank. Dyslexic gets down by the long shot body shot. I'm surprised we didn't see a headshot right there on the revive.
And these players on eUnited knowing that they got to soak up some damage, but by them being aggressive and playing forward, being there for each other, they get the revives to break through and get to the F hill. The flame came through from the Pioneers. eUnited just loses their first member. 10 seconds to Powerz, who will be behind the Pioneers members at their home hill. eUnited, they have to hold. They're waiting for Powerz to come. He's like, hey guys, I'm spotted up. Stay alive, stay alive. I got the flank. TJs want to start the fight, but he started maybe a second too soon. The Incinerators come out. Powerz is like, bro, I thought y'all was here. Where's the help? The help comes a little bit late. They will win the battle, but it's the Pioneers who will win the round, and we're going to the round 9.
Sending us to a round 9 is impressive based on how those first 3 rounds started, and I'm actually really impressed with the Pioneers coming up with a strategy that at least gives them an options, a couple of different routes that they can take in this map to try to fight back. And now since then, it's been pretty even odds. I mean, like I said, it took some Herculean efforts by eUnited just to get the kills to stay in these rounds. And now in around 9, what is the play call? What can you throw at the Pioneers? Because Dyslexic has struggled in the 1v across the map over at the E hill. At the long shot, you're not being able to be aggressive enough at the tank to get the quick pick there and pull back.
Snipe. Oh no, they're gonna put some on the center line. They put the frags down. eUnited, they mix it up. Their opponent won't have a nade to really contest the snipe, but eUnited has an incendiary grenade for that M-bar fight. That's what I see. I see player 2 being Powerz, having that nade, and with Dyslexic working together, M-bar is down low. Now, if eUnited want to cut mid-map and get those nades, they can do that for free with player 3. He can just sneak away at any given time. Powerz gets baited out on his nade. He can't get the kill. Acells finishes him off, and now it's up to Dyslexic, and he's taken out as well.
Looks like Acells is just going to copy up that E hill there. They're going to garble that one up. They're going to be able to take the 2-to-1 hill advantage in their favor. Once again, eUnited not strong enough in that tank fight to really pressure out the long shot. Frags picked up for free by Hndles. Hndles with 6 shots as well by himself. They're going to mark up Dyslexic. Dyslexic, Rody strafing as hard as he can go, trying to make shots miss. Powerz, though, overstays his welcome. He gets his head blown off, and now it looks like Pioneers are well on their way to at least sending us to a map number 4.
That's what it's looking like. Airing a miracle. It's Pioneers who they break the 100-point marker, but they're feeling comfortable. eUnited start getting some big kills. If Xysho gets taken out, eUnited, they smell blood in the water. Demise is going to take the snipe, join up with his duo and TJ. Their teammates off the respawn. Oh my! Talk about a headshot. That's the M-bar. He was charging over to cover. TJ trying to take over. He hits a good shot, but he's like, Demise, where you at? He had to take the long route because the shot grenade was blocking him off. eUnited, they back up knowing that we can't give up the power weapon, we can't give up position, but we need to wait for our 2 teammates to spawn up.
Dyslexic lost the 1v1 against the Acells as well. I was curious why they were so quick to back out of that fight, and they also lost the opposite side of the map, which, I mean, they have 0 number efficiency anywhere right now, and they continuously get put in the hole here. On this E hill side of the map, Acells is going to get tagged up. He's going to go down behind this cover. There's a quick revive out. Xysho will be there to have his teammate. 2 players pushing off to the A hill, the home hill. Excuse me, the F hill.
Yo.
That's 1 kill. They need a second here. 1 player sneaking through the middle. They won't be able to get that second kill. They're going to get decaps at D and at E. But this is just not going to be enough because the F-Hill getting decapped, getting tagged up right now by Bronny. Bronny will finish off the cap before Powerz is able to push in here. Getting shots into the back. Bronny will have the back A. Powerz needed to hit that to be able to try to get that down onto him. Demise off the spawn.
He needs to go.
Yeah, he has to fly. They got to get onto that hill. They got to be able to touch it in the next 3 seconds. There's nobody there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see a map number 4 as Vasgar dominated early on by eUnited. But you can see right then and there on the scoreboard that Pioneers, they found the secret. They found the sauce. They found the plan, and they executed it to perfection. They come back in this map. They win 4 straight rounds, let one back up on a board for eUnited, and then finish it off in round 9. Blaze, I go back to that round where they first put down the snipe and the M-bar, where they have long shot and M-bar. They took away the best asset of eUnited and Escalation. They say, look, you just can't play together anymore. The 4 of you cannot be in the same area. Not allowed to do it.
At that point, it comes down to outsmarting them in those plays, right? Because when you spread them out, you get to create the space to outthink them, move around, create some strategies to be able to utilize your numbers. And Pioneers definitely excelled against that against eUnited. Better than eUnited was able to adjust the multiple weapons there. eUnited that last round, Powerz completely whiffs that incendiary grenade wide right. He baits it out when he has a high ground. He has his teammate to the left. He just needs to put that on a common cover to keep that player out in the open and hit some shots. And that's just one play though. But ultimately, that's the biggest play when that gets spread out in the last round. That's your advantage there. Now, the Pioneers, hey, they did a good job chipping away at the lead that eUnited built up on this map and the confidence in which they had. They absolutely demoralized them. And I talked about Pioneers and their reverse sweeps and coming back in series when they're down like that at the brink of defeat. I think they did do it. I think as we head into this map number 4, they're the squad on top, and they're going to be looking to send us to map number 5. That's the whiff I was saying, yeah.
Blaze, I mean, even with this win on Vasgar, do you believe that... excuse me. Do you believe that even with this win on Vasgar, going into Ritual, I mean, think about some of the performances we've seen out of eUnited on Ritual. Do you think that Pioneers still have the advantage here? I mean, I believe I've seen eUnited be a better Ritual team in the past couple of weeks, or do you think the momentum has shifted enough to where Pioneers should be able to make the plays at this point?
I think that Pioneers should be able to make the plays at this point. Coming off that victory, it was a 5-1 finish for them at the back end of that Vasgar map, where they're down in this series. They're 2 rounds away from getting eliminated, and they go 5-1 in that second half of Vasgar, completely snap and woke up. They're going to take that same energy into Ritual, and I'm more concerned about how eUnited is going to recover off that loss. It's like, guys, you guys were up 3-0. You had a lot of advantages, but you blew them. I want to see how this young team is going to recover from that. And if they come back and they absolutely, flip the script in map number 4, that tells me a lot about eUnited.
I'll really enjoy this map between these two teams for a big reason. If we see Reactor, we've seen District, there's a lot of Lancer lanes. There's a lot of easy ways to get early initial damage on teams.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much on Ritual. There is a ton of cover.
A lot.
And so
towards that mid map.
I know you can hide out. You can kind of take your health and get your health back quickly or easier on this map than a lot of other maps. There's a lot of little setups, a lot of little sneaky spots to be hanging out, waiting in the wings for somebody to come across the map. I look at this Ritual map between these two teams. It's going to get interesting because Pioneers were able to separate eUnited, make their life harder. We go into control now where you think it's going to be easier to do that, but with some of the defensive abilities of the Pioneers, we might see more separation because I believe based on what we saw in District, eUnited is going to start rotating players across the map. They're going to start trying to get players into the 90-degree, try to take the short spawn. So we might just see some of the same strategy come out from the Pioneers.
Yeah, I think you're right. We may see some of that same strategy. I think it can work against this eUnited squad. Now, what makes eUnited, I feel like, so, like you say, it's so scary on this Ritual map? I'll echo those close quarter engagements, all right? Because They get to hide around a lot of these corners. They get to utilize their movement in a good amount of these fights. It suits their play style. They just they got to come out here and they got to put out the work simply. All right. Both these teams are good at control, and we'll see who will come out on top. We got one player loading up, and once he get in, we'll kick this one off. This Pioneers, can they send us to a map 5? I feel like they can.
I mean, it's a tough ask. It's a tall task, but especially on Ritual, I'm just thinking it's like most of the highlights I remember from the past 3 weeks of Ritual all come from eUnited. They all come from Powerz, even though like they had to come back against the Knights because the Knights were extraordinary on this map. It's just every time I think about this map, I'm like, man, Powerz got this flank, or man, TJ gets this double kill, or Demise got Powerz got another triple kill just last week, I think, on it. It's one of those things where we keep seeing this team do extraordinary in Ritual. Rolling out a spawn here, I'll be curious to see if it is just a big 4v4 at the altar immediately. If somebody goes for a flank, if the Pioneers play defensively. They need to keep eUnited uncomfortable. They made eUnited very uncomfortable in map 3. They now need to make them do it again in map 4.
The Pioneers, can they keep up at the current pace in which they're playing and keep all that pressure on eUnited's shoulders to close out this series? Or will they get shaky and crumble this away and let the Pioneers run away with it? Map number 4 is going to give us a lot more intel to that story. We're on Ritual between both these squads, and if we know one thing, we know that this first hill, it's gonna be a massacre. On board with Xysho, a smoke towards the back. He's playing up close, trying to see if he can create an opening for Acells to get in and get that bow. Instead, the play will be out wide on these eUnited members, and you see how Xysho gets back further wide to pull out that Lancer, knowing that his team is in a difficult spot, but he also did his best to slow it down. Bronny wins a 1v1 to get towards the flank. He'll be able to get another down. Couldn't find the other kill that he needed, but Bronny's still in the mix.
I got a problem.
He did it. He did his best.
How crucial has it been, and how refreshing is it once we saw that update a couple months ago with the way the consistency from the L trigger has kind of come back to fruition? We're seeing so many more of those quick pot shots like we saw from Praised way back in UE, and then just the way that people are able to play some of these fights with a little bit of distance, a little bit of an angle. They're able to keep players off of balance. Dyslexic hits a spread on Acells, but not enough to get the chunk. I believe they're going to find the torque on the ground from Powerz' dead body. 3 bolts left and 20 seconds left on this hill. They could still tie it up basically right on cue. Acells looking to hand it off. Bronny said, I'll take it. Don't worry. If he's going to run off from it, I'll take it. Don't worry, baby.
Acells is like, I got other things to do.
I saw that coming from a mile away. Powerz is hiding in one corner, and on the other side, Dyslexic is hiding all the way in the spawn. He has both of these cats shot up in the back before they even know it. This was just... There was no information gathered by the Pioneers coming into this point number 2. 0. They didn't look for Dyslexic in the spawn. Clean. Yeah, oh my God, that was crazy.
They thought it was going to be a clean setup, but they had to play more so of the retake with those spawns coming in for eUnited. 1 bow left for Bronny. He needs another active. Can't get it yet, but he can get it officially. It's a quick shot. Gonna be a miss. Now Pioneers trying to get the shots on eUnited, but it's TJ holding them off, making sure they can get in. He gets help from Bronny. They'll get some help from Dyslexic, and they'll be able to win this fight if Xysho doesn't clutch up. As Xysho looking to find one more kill. eUnited plays close, ringing around a Rosie. Acells has a Lancer angle in the fight, but eUnited will space out these kills a little bit more. They'll move in. They'll let Acells and Bronny play their own lives. That's going to be perfect from them to be able to take down Hndles as eUnited continue to collect on time.
I think, honestly, right there, Dyslexic might have gotten a little lucky to get away with his life. He only had 1 shot left when he chased out that last down. And I think when that player pulled up on him, he literally was in the middle of a reload, and his teammates were there to save him. That was a good job also right there. I mean, what we talked about in the pregame came to fruition. TJ waiting around that pillar, gets that kill, and actually takes over a pretty good position before, you know, he has to get snuck out in the middle of the map. You see him trying to play just in front of this next point.
Yeah, and he's going to be right there at the edge of it. Hndles is going to be meeting him. They're kind of matched up in their 1v1. But TJ says, I ain't worried about anything that's happening on the right. We're going to find some kills at the inside. That's a great down. They stay alive. They get the revive on TJ once again. Double revive, triple revive. They stay alive. Looking for the next kill. They take down Hndles. Another revive comes through. eUnited negating all this damage, playing close in the wolf pack. It's Pioneers hitting shots. And they will finally finish off the fight. They had the respawn, and that's what won it for them.
See, TJ waiting behind that pillar. He gets called out. He gets tagged up a little bit, but 3 good shots on his Xysho get that down. He actually gets the finish there. I love the angle, though, from the 90 degrees, shooting straight into that window by Hndles. He actually knew that they had to push in front of that opening. They were able to get those kills. Demise gets his hand away from his face in time to get the kill. 45 seconds still on this hill. This is a big hill for me. I think if eUnited can kind of hold on to this position and force out the Pioneers, they can really take a good dominating lead in this map. Powerz goes down in the hill. Here comes the flank out because they spawned out to the opposite side. They're having the same retake that eUnited just had to deal with. Dyslexic throws that flash to the back. Shots on Bronny, goes down. Acells moves up. Back A doesn't get the damage, but he stays on the cover. Blows him away. Melee onto Bronny, but look at the way these teams are just trading shots here. Just, you take close spawn, we'll fight into the hill. Now you take close spawn, we'll fight back.
And they're not wasting any time whatsoever because the Pioneers know that they have to be quick. They have to match the same pace as eUnited. Even when the battles don't go their way, they can't slow it down too much because everyone is at a clear understanding of the objectives in which they got to play for at each and every respawn, whether if it's fighting for spawn position or fighting for the objective or power weapons. They're getting it done in a quick fashion. Acells, the shot over the top connects with TJ. He's going to lose 2 teammates around him. They're trying to even the odds with 2 kills of their own. But when you kill your teammate, it don't count. It's eUnited with 60 points left.
He shot the gun. Have you ever been so good you just really mess up a shot?
You know, sometimes it just comes by here. It does happen when you're in the flow, but you can't let it slow you down. eUnited, they move back in, and Holland, like, the last few fights have been so fast, and they've gotten so much from it between power weapons and time.
Blaze, I hate to say it this way, in about 5 to 10 more seconds, my predictions kind of come into fruition where I said that P3 in that bottom cubby corner, if eUnited can dominate the fight, which they did, they won 2 different retakes on it. They've now moved up into the 100-point club. You see now Pioneers, they're trying to correct their earlier mistakes.
That's a good call on the swing,
they're pushing out into this cog spawn. They're making sure there's nobody behind them. They've actually set up a wall of defense, man. They're the 86 Bears right now. They're gonna have to fight in the midfield for this one because nobody from eUnited was able to sneak around. There's not a place that they can go that they won't be seen or marked out. And this is the kind of defense the Pioneers need. This is perfect for them going into this next hill. If they want to get back into this map, they've got to have a great defensive stand here.
The only thing that's going to break through the Bears' defense is going to be Walter Payton himself. And it's looking like Dyslexic and TJ, they're looking to take on that Bando as they're going to break through this defense, get themselves some more time and some more yardage. That yardage is map control. They're collecting.
Picture perfect. Powerz. That was great trigger discipline. The way that he was tap firing at first, hitting 4 to 5 shots, maybe even 6 bullets there before really letting the bloom overtake him. Now Acells is looking out the big window, trying to find a little stick here. He's going to get tagged up just a moment. He's going to try to turn and get that one shot on the Powerz. Won't be able to get it. One player playing in from the front side. It's going to be Xysho playing to the front side of the hill. He's hiding behind that cubby. Xysho is in a very dangerous position if he were to get spotted out, which he does. He goes down. Powerz tries to bounce and turn for an answer. They get the cleanup here. They're pressuring the last 2 players from the Pioneers out toward the spawn area. TJ gets one. Bronny last alive around the cubby. The back A gets the down. Now Acells moving in. He doesn't get the revive, but he gets the big ole up A there to get the kill. Demise versus it. Yo!
That was a full spread from Acells, but Demise hit one as well. He says, you know what? I play the same way. I don't got to keep this flashy. I hit shots, bro. Demise showing them what's up. Now, him and TJ.
Look at the score, Blaze.
They're going to work together, start pushing towards the top side of the map, and they just want to add to that score a bit more. eUnited showing that they are a better control team than the Pioneers.
They got 11 points off of that. Like, all that great defensive stand and setup they had, they got 11 points on it. And
God,
they're just dude, the violent speed and momentum of this squad is unbelievable right now. eUnited doing everything right. They are putting the hurt on the Pioneers, and you see the shots from Powerz out right now. I mean, this is a different gear. They are in a completely different vehicle, it seems like.
We don't need the doc to assess the clinic that eUnited has put the Pioneers in. We don't need that, okay? No doctor can tell us something that we already know in this situation, because it's right in front of us. Now, the Pioneers, they gotta save face. They gotta find another breath of life. They did it in map number 3, but can they do it again in map number 4? Being down by almost 200 points. The Pioneers pressured, losing players left and right. It's 20 seconds of time left on the hill, and eUnited is feeling good.
That was another, it was 67 to 79, so 13 points off of that hill. And now it's going to rotate back to the altar, and it's 261 to 79, 265. It might even get in the 270 area before they even leave that hill. Bleed it dry. Why not? You're dominating every statistical category, and you are keeping everybody off kilter from the Pioneers. TJ's going to have the torque bow. 3 bolts left in the area. He's going to actually get shocked out or splashed out. Pulls back. Go ahead for the active and just put splash damage out. You're going to get the frag grenade from Powerz. No reason. What? They're bullying him to the... Yo.
Oh, my. Yo.
Call it off. Call it off. I'm waving it off.
Again. Nah, Colin, you can have this one.
eUnited. They are going to get to the 300-point marker, and it doesn't matter how many wagons they rallied, and it doesn't matter how great they have played. eUnited stands atop the mountain, the same one they climbed to come back from 200 points on District. Powerz, Demise, TJ, and Dyslexic stand atop EDAYS this week and are unbelievably going to put Pioneers to the bricks and stand tall as your EDAY champions. I mean, eUnited, this was a showcase for them. That's a show of force. Countries historically have lined up all their tanks, all their soldiers. They walk them down Main Street. Look how good our army is. Look how strong we look. That's literally what eUnited just did. They said, how big are your guns? Not as big as this.
Not as big as this.
Good.
Not as big as that W. Woo. And eUnited, they were tested all throughout the night, Colin, okay? And they had to overcome each and every single one of them. Rather, if it was devastating losses, devastating deficits, it didn't matter, because one step after another, one hand in front of the other. Rather, if it was a bear crawl, a climb, a stride, or a run, eUnited, they were ready to outpace anybody in the long run, and that's why they're EDAY champions once again.
They gave up less points in the last 3 hills than they did in the first.
Getting better.
Like, eUnited gave up more points in P1 than they did the rest of the map.
They says, okay, you'll get this little scrappy fight, no worry, but, you know, once the real map breaks out, once the real game starts, don't worry, we got you. Don't worry whatsoever. They'll beat them. They'll hold them to 140 less points in that map number 4. And eUnited, they find a way to get it done. Find a way to get it done. GG's to them today. Lots of GG's in the chat for eUnited as well. They worked hard for that one, as we see that Colin can see in the future. All right,
because I was trying to see the angles that eUnited was.
And, you know, he started looking to next week's stats as well. But he's talking to the boys. He knows how their performance is going to be going into next week. And, you know, Colin, man, you 200 IQ plays all day.
Astro beamers, baby. They let you see every angle possible. You can really, you can just read the map better than anybody else.
Let me see.
Like, you can pretty much see the movement of the opponents before they even think about doing it. That's the crazy thing. This is how eUnited must have played that entire map. See? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No wonder how did they shut them down by 79 points in map number 4 after that first rotation. Like, when you can see like a step ahead, it definitely makes the difference. Wow.
It's like, you know how when you see an anime, like the shadow form of somebody moving so fast?
Mm-hmm.
That's literally how you get to see with these Astro Beamers on, man. You gotta believe in the process.
Try it at home, okay? I'm telling you, me and Colin knows that it's great. As we take a look at the bracket, it's not any much more in which we can see. It's a wrap, and that's eUnited with a victory. Colin, what was your biggest surprises for tonight?
The fact that Powerz played the entire night on a Rock Band drum set. I still can't believe he pulled off some of the plays that he did with that control scheme setup. But no, seriously, Team Xysho to me is still a big, I don't want to say a surprise. It's a pleasant surprise. The fight that they put out there against some of the top teams, they have taken multiple top teams to map 5s now. eUnited, also the Pioneers. I can't be surprised by eUnited's dominance. I'm happy that they are getting to that level and they're getting to that point.
Yeah.
I want to see Rise reascend and be able to challenge them up as well. I'm going to be curious how the Knights come back out in the next few E-Days, because they take the night off here and they had a pretty, they had a pretty slick week in the Pro League. They can possibly really be that team that challenges eUnited as well as Rise, because Rise took them to a map 5. Pioneers beat them. So this is now our kind of triangle of death. This is our little standoff that we got going in the league. I just need all 3 of these teams to really pump it up to that higher level.
Oh, and we'll see if they can. And who was the 3 teams you said? You say eUnited, Rise, and PK?
And the Knights. Yeah, and the Knights.
Okay, and the Knights. So you didn't put Rise in there. Okay. You put eUnited, Knights, and Pioneers. Well,
I thought I said Rise. My bad. I mean, Rise, Knights.
So I was like, which one didn't make it in? Okay. Yeah. It is
Pioneers to me show too many signs of up and down, too much roller coaster, too many inconsistencies. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
Like, you know how when you're trying to make a good batter and you get all them lumps in it and you just have to keep blending, you have to keep stirring as fast as you go. And you've got to figure out a way to get it to smooth out and get the consistency right. That's what I'm seeing from the Pioneers. Sometimes it's perfect. Sometimes they are playing at a level that I can't imagine other teams playing up to. But then I get that, and I'm like, those are not the same 4 dudes, I swear.
Yeah, they're not the same 4, okay? We know who they might be missing out on, and granted, rather they may play against them in the future, only we may find out. But we'll talk about that one on another show. When it comes down to this one, it's a wrap, everybody. And that's eUnited back on top for E-Days. And that's going to do it for Colin and myself today. Woo, we saw a great series. We saw some upsets. We saw some crazy comebacks. But at the end of the day, ultimately, we saw some fantastic Gears of War action. And we hope you guys had a fantastic time at home with us. That's going to do it for all our Gears action this week. But don't forget to tune in next week, as we'll be back with the Pro League Tuesday, twitch.tv/Xbox at 5 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss out. You all have a fantastic night.